I found the application process fairly straightforward. The first stage was relatively short. It was about having a clear idea and some ideas about how you could use the lessons to make a difference in your own community. And having got through the first stage, there was a second stage where you could flesh out in a bit more detail exactly what you wanted to do and outline some of the contacts you'd already made.
I would say the application process is, on first sight, it's not tough as it's an application form and you need to work through it. But it is asking you to demonstrate that you've done some work around thinking about what you want to achieve, where you want to go and why, and what's going to happen when you get there. So although you don't have to have met all the people that you're going to meet in a year's time or made all of those really rich and good contacts, you do need to have a really good rationale about where you want to go and why. It's a proven process because I think to get to the point of an interview even, you need to have articulated your own thought processes. So I wouldn't say it was tough, but I'd say it was true in that, don't go for it unless you really thought about this and there's something genuine that you want to explore, learn about and bring back. Because if you haven't been through that process, you're probably going to find the form tough. But if you genuinely do want to achieve those things, I think it's quite a simple and straightforward process.
It was a really quick application to fill in and it was an easy application to fill in, but I did spend quite a while thinking about the questions and looking at the questions in the first place. And then I got shortlisted. That application part for me, the shortlisting part of the application, was actually really useful because it made me really tighten what I was going to do, how I was going to do it, what I wanted to get from it. By the time I got to the interview stage, I was nervous because of the interview stage and who was interviewing me and coming to this wonderful building in central London. It felt slightly, little me being there. But actually, once I turned up, I'd done all the preliminary work. I knew exactly what the project was going to be about. And I just told it as it was, and luckily the judges decided that it was worth funding.
The interview, friendly bunch at the Winston Churchill Trust, definitely. But again, the interview is very focused and there isn't really room for cups of tea and biscuits and chatting in. There's some very definite and focused questions. So my advice would be to do your research, and just be as focused as you can and know as much as you need to know about your ambitions. What I thought was brilliant in the interview was that it wasn't just about what is it you want to do. There's a real focus on what happens when you get back. And that's the advice I give to anyone out there who's thinking about applying for this process. I'd say do it because it's amazing. But have your eye on the end and not so much on the beginning and the middle. Because that experience you have personally will be with you forever. But it's really important that you bring something back that adds to your field of expertise, that can support the colleagues, that makes a difference to the communities that you live and work in.
By the time I went to interview, there was an opportunity to share in a bit more detail some of the key ideas and start to get feedback on the things that I thought might work. All interviews are a little bit scary, but actually I found the focus of this one to be about you outlining your ideas, some of the contacts you had and how you would use the fellowship to make a difference here in the UK. So it was nothing to be too scared about. Throughout the process I found it really supportive and my own ideas were built upon and developed. And I'd really encourage anyone who's got an idea to apply because the process itself helps you clarify exactly what you might want to do.